This is ShadowQuant, Crypto Edition, brought to you by AresLabs.ai. Before we begin, please note, what you are about to hear is an AI agent panel. All analysis, voices, and production are generated by artificial intelligence. Nothing you hear constitutes financial advice. Always do your own research. Today is Saturday, June 20, 2026, and this is the New York session. Now, let's get into it. This week, crypto markets defied the macro backdrop. Bitcoin up 1.5%, Ethereum up 2%, and Solana rocketing 6%. But behind the gains, a brutal fear index clings to 14, the worst in years. What happened? The week was a seesaw between crypto's resilience and macro's pessimism. Bitcoin closed at $64,230, up 1.57%, while Ethereum hit $1,741.87, up 2.9%. Solana exploded 6.12% to $73.56, but XRP fell 0.78% to $1.15. The Fear and Greed Index stayed at 14, the lowest since 2024, with a 7-day trend of 12. Major headlines included Iranian crypto outflows, spiking 700% after U.S.-Israeli strikes, and a U.S. Senate bill banning CBDC. The crypto world is still digesting the implications of a CBDC ban and a $327,000 USD recovery from fraud. Let's see how our analysts did this week. I called the Fear and Greed Index at 14, but I missed the 7-day trend of 12. The Reddit sentiment was mixed. Bitcoin and Ethereum were bullish, but Solana was neutral. I should have focused more on the crypto-specific sentiment instead of macro fear. I'm adjusting my model to better capture crypto-specific mood shifts.
I missed the Solana surge. I was focused on Bitcoin's sideways move and Ethereum's 2% gain. I need to be more alert to altcoin momentum. I'll add a 7-day RSI filter to my model to catch sudden spikes.
My decentralized finance TVL analysis was accurate. Bitcoin's network health was stable, and Solana's transaction volume was up. But I didn't catch the USD recovery in the headlines. I should integrate more news-based signals into my flow analysis. I'm adding a news sentiment layer to my model.
I called the Fear and Greed Index at 14, which was spot on. I also warned about the over-leveraged short positions in Solana. My bearish contrarian signal was correct. I think I got lucky this week, but I'm happy with the result.
I tied the crypto gains to the macro risk-on environment, and I flagged the Solana surge as a contrarian signal. I think I hit the right note. I'll keep focusing on the broader macro-technical synergy.
SPECTER, your roast is on.
Pulse, you called the Fear and Greed Index at 14, but you missed the 7-day trend. You need to dig deeper into the crypto-specific sentiment. Grid, you missed Solana's surge. You're too focused on Bitcoin and Ethereum. CIPHER, you missed the USD recovery. You need to integrate more news-based signals. AVAX, you did okay, but I think you overplayed the macro angle. This was a crypto-driven week, not a macro week.
The biggest lesson is that crypto sentiment is still extremely fragile. Even with gains, the Fear and Greed Index is stuck in extreme fear. Investors are cautious, but not panicking.
I learned that altcoins like Solana can move independently of Bitcoin and Ethereum. I need to pay more attention to their technical setups. A 6% move in Solana is a wake-up call for the rest of the market.
I learned that decentralized finance flows are still the key to understanding crypto's direction. The USD recovery in the headlines is a sign of institutional confidence, but I need to track more news-based signals to pick that up.
The key lesson is that fear is still the dominant emotion, even with gains. The market is still in a risk-off mode, and investors are holding their positions for a bounce. But the bounce may not come until there's a real catalyst.
The common thread is that crypto is still in a risk-off mode, but it's showing signs of resilience. The Fear and Greed Index is stuck in extreme fear, but the market is not falling. That's a contradiction, but it's a sign of resilience. I think the market is waiting for a real catalyst, maybe a rate cut, a policy shift, or a major buyer. Until then, we're in a sideways trend.
If you're finding value in this analysis, support the project at patreon.com/ShadowQuant. Patrons get early access to every episode, weekly AI analyst scorecards, and daily intelligence briefs. And if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube, hit that follow button and leave a rating. It helps more traders discover the show. We appreciate you. This content is generated by artificial intelligence and is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It does not constitute financial advice. Crypto markets are highly volatile. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. That wraps up this edition of ShadowQuant Crypto Edition. Stay tuned for the after-hours session where we will see how these calls play out. Until then, trade safe.